2025. And I am currently at the library downtown. Yeah, I'll get it. I always like to go online just to kind of vlog, in a sense, what I'm doing. So I have finished so far the prologue of Nyoma, the birth of Nyoma. And I've given it to a few friends that has told me that they hear poetry, they hear sci-fi, they hear mysticism, they hear autobiography, a biography. So they hear a mixture, and I've sat with that now, and I'm like, okay, what kind of tone do I want it to give? The book. I have accepted the fact that I'm just an out of box. There is no label for me, and I'm okay with that. There really isn't. I don't fit in a particular box. Now, when I'm writing, I do try my best to stick within a label. In other words, let this be an autobiography. But I like to switch it up too much. The birth of Nyoma is inspired by my life and my life events. But I will say that I had to add a few things and, of course, make it entertaining, whatnot. And that's inspired too by a lot of stuff that I've seen and done. And like I said, vicariously lived through other people, but it's most certainly coming from a real place. I tell you that. Even now, I could sit here and as I'm watching this guy, work, certain maybe moves or things that he would do will inspire or spark a thought, and then I begin to write about it. I am about to dive right into my other film that I'm writing for, the AI, and I think I'm going to switch that though. I want it to be a thriller, but I'm going to make it a sci-fi thriller. Yeah, I think sci-fi kind of fits the description a little bit better. I'm a little, I caught up on sleep, but I'm still a little tired. Doing a lot of work. I'm doing like spiritual work, physical work, gotta go to work. Work is never done. This is why we came, right? This is precisely why we're here, is to pour out our gifts, to empty ourselves of our gifts, all knowledge, wisdom, all of the above, because somebody out there needs it. And I'm happy to give it to them, and when they're ready. It's when people act like they're ready or act like they know and do not. They put on a mask, and then superficiality. When superficiality meets that mirror and that light, it gotta go. So much love. I am happy to just vlog, and it's been a journey. And I know I always say that when I come on here. Watching my cousin bury her husband, watching the impermanence of my father and stepmother, seeing people you haven't seen in years, and you see the fragility, on their faces and the bodies. Watching how politicians fight war against each other, and is only making the American people, if not all people, suffer. It's heavy. And this is why I write and do what I do. I think if everybody were to sit down and write something, what a story that would be. That would be a universal story to behold. Mm. Original thought. If everybody on this earth that could write, that are of age to talk about their story, um, naturally, of course, babies and babies and children, they're not going to do that. I'm saying those who are of age and can write and sit down and talk about their story. What a universal story that would be. Perhaps that I may can create that, in my mind, just make a magical world. What would it be? What would it sound like? What would it look like? That's just me. I like to think outside the box. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for listening to me. And I'll be back again in another library to talk for about 5 minutes or so. And, I make these for a reason because at the end of the day, nobody can say that they created this. I created this. And I will be back on here to talk to you more about my movies and things. Hell, it's about time for me to. I'm getting ready to launch a crowdfund, and I'm nervous, but at the same time excited. Much love. Much love, everybody.